better if we try to make this world a better place. Make it a better place
for you and for me and the entire human race.
Nice one!
Nice one! Good game, well played, Ollie.
Wait, good game, well played. It's the GiGi Weekly Podcast! Ayan! Diyos ko, napa-acting nang wala sa oras. But again, of course, hello everybody. Welcome to the first or pilot episode of the GiGi Weekly Podcast. Ayan. So, how are you, Maxi?
I'm fine. Ayun, may bago kong bangs kasi nabuhay ako.
Ay, ang ganda.
Thank you.
Bagay actually. It's
Thank
really,
you.
you look good today actually.
Kilig.
I like it. So, ayan, so this is our very first podcast, guys, and we are very much excited to, debunk a lot of things. Not just debunk naman, to talk about a lot of things. Of course, GG Weekly Podcast is under CIIT gaming community. So expect na we'll be talking a lot about, games and ano pa ba, esports.
Oo.
Ayan. As far as I know, Maxi here is very, knowledgeable or familiar with the esports.
With only one sport, but I guess you can say that.
Yeah. So, other than that, of course, we'll also be talking about a few of, the gaming industry. How can we provide or contribute to the environment or the wellness of the gaming industry. Okay. So,
Teka. Ay.
gusto ko yung parang tayo dito pero sige, go. What are you going to sing na?
This one. Teka. Bakit nga ba Gigi? At sino ba siya?
Okay. So, Gigi kasi here is a character from CIIT gaming community, So, if you guys are not familiar with Gigi, so she is, as far as I know, yung pronouns niya are she, her. So, she is a character which is representing CIIT gaming community. You guys may also check the CIIT gaming community if you guys are unfamiliar with Gigi. Yung profile picture natin doon, si Gigi.
Cute nga siya.
Diba? Like the red hair color. I really like it though. So yun nga, Gigi is a 20-year-old character. She is the mascot for CIIT gaming community. Recently, from the past, yung CES 2022, she was voiced over by Sherry Giselle Cordero. I think, as far as I know, she is a CIIT student here, no? And naalala mo yung mga CES trailer natin before, yung I think nagvo-voice over si Gigi doon. So, yeah. It was her. And then, it was conceptualized by one of our CGC officers before and illustrators as well. So, shout out to, Asdaf, Nigeri, and also After You. I think yun yung yung username nila sa Discord. I'm really not sure, pero yeah, they are the designers and concept designers for GG. So, yeah, bakit nga ba siya tinawag na GG Weekly Podcast? Bakit siya weekly podcast sa tingin?
Weekly siya kasi every week we will alternatively have a live session and a video posting until the foreseeable future. So like what we're having right now, it's a live recording, and then by the next week we'll have a video posted for the podcast.
Ayan. So like kung we're going to talk as if we are actually talking to people right now next week, which is next week pa naman siya. But of course, we are having our live today with our members in CIIT gaming community. And as well, we'll be sharing this podcast to non-members as well. Syempre, it will be posted on our YouTube, which will be, as far as I know, linked here on our... let's assume na this podcast is posted already in YouTube, diba? So sabihin natin, the link of our Facebook page is down below. Yeah. Wow, parang very unusual to for me.
Influencer.
Influencer era.
Oo.
But yeah, ayun, let's assume that this is posted on YT. So hello everyone, not only here on Discord, but also for our listeners out there on YouTube. Thank you so much for joining in our pilot episode here on the GG Weekly podcast. But of course, we have before we dive into our topic for today, no, I just want to know na what are your experiences ba in gaming, Maxi?
I really enjoy gaming, but I have a tendency to avoid like the very competitive games. So like I play League of Legends, but I avoid ranked games because I find it very toxic, and I don't want to like expose myself to that, so I tend to play more ARAM because it's more chill.
Alright. So, ako kasi personally, I'm really happy naman with how the gaming industry is going on right now. Like, very progressive naman tayo. But for me kasi, in terms of my gaming experience, you know me naman, I think I was able to introduce myself before. Actually, we weren't able to introduce ourselves pala properly. But sige.
Oh my gosh. My bad.
Our bad. But
we got too excited.
we got too excited. But of course, again, let's just introduce ourselves quickly. Of course, I am Ollie. You guys can call me Ollie, but my full name is Adrian Olivares. I'm a student also in CIIT and the current vice president of CIIT Gaming Community. So
My name is Maxi. My full name is Maxine Sandeas. I'm also a student here in CIIT, and I am a part of the Events and Games Committee here in CGC.
Ayan. So, ayan. Finally, nakapag-introduce na. Right, so you guys can call me Ollie and
Maxi.
Ayan. So, nakalagay sa cover natin for our podcast na it's hosted by Job and Ollie. So we really do apologize if Job is not here today because he has to attend.
He's here in spirit naman. Yeah. Job, if you're watching this, hi.
Hello.
I'm Jomax.
It's a combination of Jom's name and as well as Maxi Jomax.
I'm his
chaperone.
Yes.
Yeah.
What's up? Proxy.
Yeah, proxy. Chaperone.
Parang mas matanda ako.
Yeah, so Maxi will be our proxy here for Jom today for our pilot episode because Jom is out with his family, so he really has to attend a family event first. So it should be priority naman.
Yeah,
But of course, we are really happy here with Maxi because if you guys don't know, Maxi was able to host podcasts from before. So
if you want to listen to those podcasts, they're mainly about League of Legends esports. So you can listen to NA and The Meta. You can find both of them on Spotify.
Ayun. So make sure. Try ka natin i-plug din yun. No? We'll be plugging it here on YouTube, guys. So you guys, can support our officer here, Maxi, on her podcast. Okay? Alright. So, ayun nga. Let's go back into our topic. Kasi we really got excited. Sobra. So, ako naman, siguro share ko na lang din yung experience ko. So, in terms of gaming naman kasi, really, mahilig talaga ako sa mga very competitive games like, Valorant, League of Legends, and meron talagang competitive spirit for me on my part. So, ayun. And sometimes it really gets toxic. 'Di ba? We really can't deny na may mga trash talk talaga. Diyos ko. Kaya may mga players din talaga na actually, ako tumatanda na rin ako kasi I'm transitioning to Aram na din talaga eh. we are the Aram gods.
At this point, challenger na ako sa Aram.
Oo. Actually, kasi parang alam mo yun, pag nagre-retire ka na sa league, parang you transition to Aram na kasi...
Actually, I reached level 4 mastery kay Twisted Fate just through Aram.
To Aram, Diyos ko. So imagine, parang kasi nakakatamad na for us to Summoner's Rift.
Kasi ARAM is like around 15 to 25 minutes kumpara sa Summoner's Rift parang umaabot ng 40.
Tsaka parang nakakapagod na like you have to navigate throughout the entire map na punta ka sa top.
Tapos
punta ka sa
may mga champions na nakakapagod talaga yung yung mechanics nila like si Zeri.
And stuff. Tsaka parang so sobrang daming champions, you cannot really navigate anymore on
Mm.
their capabilities in the Summoner's Rift map. Kasi parang, gulat na, ay, kaya pala gawin ni ganito to, kaya pala
Minsan,
gawin.
it's hard to catch up kasi with the patches and the meta kasi.
Oo, in the meta din. Hindi ko na nga rin nababasa yung patches.
Nag-give up na ako
Oo eh. Parang,
I just go by word of mouth.
parang gusto ko na nga lang din mag-casual gaming. Yeah. So, ayun, and kaya nag-aaram na lang din ako these past few days. Kaso may mga competitive pa rin sa aram eh.
Oo, may mga, can you imagine, one time, so, nag-iram ako mga 11 a.m. Tapos biglang may nagta-trash talk. So, parang, ang daming mong energy nagta-trash talk ka at 11 a.m.
Parang
and
ang aga.
Oo.
Parang pagising pa lang ako noon. but yeah, understandable. There are still a lot of people or players out there na nagta-trash talk pa rin talaga kahit, ARAM or chill play na lang talaga. But of course, yun nga, we cannot disregard as well the good side of gaming because during the pandemic, people really resorted to gaming, 'di ba? In terms of interaction, ganyan. So it was really actually gaming saved me during the
I
pandemic.
could say the same as well.
Ikaw ba, what are your experiences nung pandemic?
Well, firstly, I think a lot of people can agree with me. It's very lonely. Especially me, because at home I don't really have anyone who's like around my age group. So I don't really have anyone to relate with. So through gaming, that's where I met my friends who I'm very close with right now.
Talagang ang dami na rin talagang naglalaro ngayon. Kahit before, nung pandemic, nung wala pa talagang masyadong mahilig maglaro, naglaro sila for them to be entertained, diba? And, to make new friends talaga.
Yeah.
Actually, ako din, I was able to meet new friends. And of course, CIIT gaming community.
Oo.
Kasi during the pandemic, if you guys don't know, I became part of the org because of the pandemic. Kasi parang I want to, search for friends, maghanap ako ng community na gamers. Ganyan. So, I was able to join CGC and then I, decided to be a part of their officers list. And then here I am now. Really happy being part of the org naman. Ikaw ba, Maxi? How are you?
Actually, parang same rin ako with joining CGC. I wanted to join just to meet new people who like enjoy the same things as me. And luckily enough, like I haven't joined the org for that long. All of a sudden, I'm playing with a bunch of people in League of Legends. Like it's very fun and open, and like having one thing that you both enjoy together. It makes, I don't know, it makes me very happy.
It's very talaga. Ewan ko, parang masaya kasi maglaro kapag may kasama ka.
Oo.
Diba? Parang iba yung experience eh. Na you get to interact with people, talk to them, enjoy, Mas lalo kayo nagiging close. Diba? So, with that, guys, of course, we'll be diving into our focus topic today, which is how can we create a safe environment for gamers in the gaming industry? Like, how can we make it safe for people and make it, enjoyable for people in playing games. So, ikaw ba, you as a player and as a student, ano ba sa tingin mo yung pwede mong ma-contribute, in creating safe spaces for gamers?
Firstly, giving words of affirmation. Because, like, you mainly communicate with other gamers through text. So, if you say, "Oh, nice play," or "Oh, you did so well," like this, it will like it will boost that person up. So trying to diminish like the toxic environment if like you trash talk saying, "Oh, you're so bad," like this, like that.
Yeah, actually ako naman, naaminin ko naman sa akin personally na I really do sometimes trash talk people.
Toxic ka pala!
Oh my God!
Oh my gosh. Guys, so toxic.
Sorry, I'm sorry. Pero I mean, hindi ko naman sinasabi na I'm not generalizing everyone na everyone does this naman, but maybe there are people who actually don't do it. But I think there's a part of being there's me, a part of me na parang nagiging competitive ako. That's why napapa-chat ako na, ano ba yan? Ganito, ganyan. Huwag mo na kayong maging aggressive, ganyan. So, parang, may mga ganun talagang times na nakaano talaga ako na natatrash talk ko minsan yung ibang players. Pero, after that game, parang nanghihina, naano ako, nakokonsensya ako na parang, dapat pala hindi ko sinabi yun. Diba? Parang, I think it was too much for me to say that. Knowing na, hindi ko kilala yung person. I don't know what that person is going through, di ba? Malay mo nag-enjoy lang siya or something. So, yeah, it's really, it can be a huge impact to players kapag inaano mo sila.
Especially kapag bata pa yung players.
Yun din. Actually, ang dami nang young players ngayon eh.
Oh.
Actually, di ba may mga ano, di ba? May mga young players na pumapasok sa tournaments talaga. Are you familiar with that?
I'm not sure. Alam ko lang kasi Roblox, Minecraft, para sa mga bata.
Oo, but yeah, there are actually young players out there who participates in very competitive tournaments. So as young as 13, 14, may napabalitaan akong mga ganon. So ayun, grabe, may mga ganon na pala ngayon.
At that age kasi when esports kasi may mga trainees na for esports players around that age. Usually mga 14 or 15.
Alright, so okay. Ako naman, personally kasi, as someone who, ayun nga, na-mention ko kanina na, a part of me, nagtatrash talk din ako. Inaamin ko naman yun, sorry. A part of me, nagtatrash talk ako, but, of course, at the end of the day, we should try our best to improve our behavior, improve ourselves in terms of how we connect with people, how we play with people. Ayan. So say for example in Valorant, ayan. May times talaga na wag mo na kayo mag-enter ng site, papasok ng site. Pagpasok ng site, patay. So syempre ang mangyayari, may iwan ka. May iwan ka to play the game, to make clutches and everything. So ayun talaga, sometimes nasi-stress ako with that. Course. And then, minsan naman, when I'm not performing well in gaming, may mga tatrash talk sa akin. May mga tatrash talk sa akin, sasabihin, ano ba yan? Dapat hindi ka na naglaro ng ganito. Or kaya, ano ba yan? Mag-Roblox ka na lang.
Diba may parang CSGO sa Roblox?
Oo, actually, may Valorant sa Roblox.
Oh my gosh, really?
Oo, I watch it on TikTok. Talaga. Tapos, alam mo yung baril nila, yung Archer.
Oh!
Yung, di ba sa usually yun sa parang Minecraft, yung parang archer. Yun yung parang range na weapon nila. So, uso yun sa TikTok. And sa Roblox pala, sa Roblox. So, meron talagang ganun. And nagiging competitive na rin yung game na Roblox. Hindi ko sure.
Very actually.
parang ganun na eh. And then, it's really concerning kasi may mga bata talaga na naglalaro dun eh.
Share ko lang, sa sobrang competitive sa Roblox, pati bingo competitive.
Really?
From personal experience. As in, maiiyak ka sa sobrang competitive mo sa bingo.
pero actually, alam mo ba, may time na naiiyak ako because I was too competitive. Talaga. But not only in Roblox. Hindi naman ako nagro-Roblox. Ikaw ba, nag-Roblox ka ba?
For bingo lang.
For bingo lang. There's a lot of games kasi in Roblox, diba? So, I'm sorry, but I'm really not familiar with Roblox. I think it's a very enjoyable game naman for other players. It's just that, baka it's not the game for me. Yun, so may mga times talaga na nagiging competitive ako. Tapos pag talo, naiiyak ako.
Oh my God.
Oo, na parang, hindi naman sa parang naiiyak, or parang siguro na-frustrate ako na, ano ba yan? Talo na naman, ganyan. I think one of my friends here or facilitators here acknowledges na when tuloy-tuloy talaga yung talo, I really get frustrated talaga. Na parang, ano ba yan? Talo na naman, gano'n. Tapos, when there's battle pass, lalo na when there's battle pass.
Ay, Diyos ko.
Kasi diba, it's mas okay pag nananalo ka, pag naka-battle pass ka, mas mataas yung XP, ganyan. Pero pag talo ka, mababa lang.
Makaka-relate ako kasi binudol mo ako sa bahay.
Sorry! Actually, the early weeks nga, di ba, when we were talking, yun talaga, I was really convincing Maxi during the Spirit Blossom event in League of Legends to purchase the Battle Pass.
Ayun. I think it was like, what, 300 pesos?
Oo.
So, well...
I'm really sorry.
Okay lang.
Pero it's really sad. Siguro ano lang, ano yung factor na lang din na walang ka ng internet. That's why you weren't really
Yeah.
able to work on your
Not
mental
gonna name
health.
names, but you know who you are. Ay, nako.
Oo nga. But anyway, let's go back. How are we going to, create a safe environment for gamers ba? Ikaw, in terms of League of Legends, yan. How are you, as a player, ano bang ginagawa mo to somehow contribute in creating a safe environment?
What?
Kunyari, when you are with your
Oo.
friends, ikaw.
Communication.
Mm-mm.
Kasi like it's a team game. So you have to communicate like majority of the time just to get the game flowing well on your side.
Ayan. Actually, I really appreciate it. Ang pinaka maganda talagang strategy, communication. Kasi if you are unable to communicate with your teammates, you will not be able to actually, play properly eh. Wala kayong strategy eh, 'di ba? It comes with strategy yung communication, pero importante yung tamang communication.
Oo.
Kasi may communication na actually trash talking is communication. 'Di ba?
Positive communication.
Yeah, positive communication.
And,
Tama ka dyan.
like personally, ADC main kasi ako. So I really like using voice comms because I get to communicate with my support. So mas madali and how to like lane and whatever.
Tama. And maganda rin na yung support, yung nakikipag-communicate sa'yo talaga na okay, Maxi, I'm going to stun this and stuff like that, and then pasok ka. Sa likod ka lang, something like that. Of course, importante ang positive communication talaga. Kasi trash talking, of course, it's a negative communication.
Oo.
It's a communication, but it's not a good communication.
It's counterproductive.
Oo, talaga. Na parang, when you say or share something bad or horrible to this person, sa tingin mo ba, etong player na to will get motivated to, continue or play through? Kasi kunyari, ano ba yan? Hindi ka naman magaling magganito, huwag ka na maganyan. Di ba may mga
Oo.
ganon?
Yung kailangan mo na mindset, like, if you want to trash talk, isipin mo, baka bata to eh.
Oo. And also, even with your friends, kunyari
Yeah.
with your friends lang, kapag tinash talk mo ba yung friend mo, sa tingin mo ba mag-i-improve siya?
Hindi.
Diba? Parang
Baka nga mag-FO kayo eh.
it's demotivating.
Yeah.
Diba? Na parang, ako personally, na-trash talk na ako before eh.
Ako rin.
Like, may times talaga before na it was really hurtful for me to the point na I quitted. Diba? May times
Oo.
talaga na nag-quit ako na sabi ko, I will not play League for 1 week. Because grabe na, parang it's too
Nag-1 week
much
ka ba?
for me. Hindi. Parang, I mean, a part of me is very impulsive. So parang, okay, saktan ako ngayon. Kinabukasan hindi na.
Ayun nga.
So, may time. But, yeah, may mga times talaga na sinasabi ko, 1 week hindi ako mag-lead. Pero, sometimes I stay true to it na I really give myself time. Like a break. Kahit hindi 1 week. Like, break lang talaga.
Ako forced break off sa league eh. Wala akong internet eh.
Oo, first break talaga. But ikaw, what are your experiences with trash talks and how do you navigate with it?
Firstly, mute all. Mute all is a very powerful tool. And secondly, I only do this kung maayos yung gameplay ko. I fight back na parang, who are you to say this? You're just a mastery like that.
Okay. Pero you do it when it's like ranks or something?
Hindi. Like, any like, yung
Any
blind
mode.
pick, parang ganun.
Any game mode. Okay. So, yeah, actually, I don't really care whether you are a good player or mataas yung rank
Basta
mo.
panalo.
Oo, basta panalo for me. And basta nag-enjoy ako. Actually, yun naman talaga yung point of gaming. Is for us to enjoy the game.
Yeah. At the end of the day, it's just a game.
It's just a game. And if people would take it as, yung iba kasi ginagawa nila ang personality, yung pagiging competitive nila.
Oo. Okay, I saw a clip na it's this one streamer who's like, how are you saying it's just a game, it's my life? Parang, oh my gosh, are you really at that level now? Where you just so, like, all your emotions are based on this one game na?
Yeah. May mga ganun talaga actually
Mm-mm.
na parang they try to embody the game and
Mm-mm.
their personality in gaming, 'di ba? So parang nakakalungkot na may mga taong ganun to the point
Mm.
na actually meron akong I was able to interact with mga ganung klaseng tao and I really hindi ko talaga sila nagustuhan.
Mm.
Like whenever they want to join my games,
Mm-mm.
kasi magdadahilan ako na parang I'm sorry, I really can't.
Mm-mm.
Or pagod lang ako, ganyan. Tapos proceeds to play.
Alam mo, one time, so parang League of Legends, diba? And then I added a random person. And then they asked me, oh, they want to play together. So I said, alright, that's fine. So we queued together, entered the game. The moment the game started, nag-DC siya. Like AFK. For the whole game. So parang, grabe naman to. People are like willingly doing this for fun.
Alright. So, pero were you able to talk to that person na ano ba nangyari? Bakit yan?
Random person naman eh. Sabi na ako kagad.
Oh, okay. So some people would really try to ruin other people's games.
Trolls lang.
Yeah, it's really disappointing talaga yung mga ganong parts, no? And
It's hard to avoid trolls. The best thing you can do is avoid being one na lang.
ayan. So if you really can't provide safe spaces for everyone, at least don't ruin other people's game. 'Di ba? Kahit sabihin natin you really can't, compose yourself or have a good behavior in terms of gaming, at least don't ruin it for others.
If you have nothing good to say, don't say it at all.
Oo, don't say it at all. Tama. And, yun nga, as you have mentioned earlier, it's better to utilize the mute talaga. Yun naman yung purpose kung bakit may mute eh. If you guys out there, players out there who are, hindi talaga kaya yung mga trash talks, there's always a mute button.
Yeah.
Diba? And I suggest you guys utilize it. And if ever someone actually trash talks you, it's better not to, trash talk back.
Yeah, don't
not
engage. Just block them na lang. Unless you know them personally, then talk to them directly. Like, hey, why are you saying this?
Yeah. Actually kasi, the more you engage to it, diba? The more it's
You're giving them the power eh.
Oo, parang lalong umiinit yung conversation eh. And anong mangyayari sa inyo? You guys, both of you wouldn't be able to perform well. Isa pa sa mga na-encounter ko na problems in terms of gaming is the discrimination.
Oo.
Ayan. So there are a lot of discriminations that are being, said outside of within the gaming industry. This includes people being racist, people being homophobic, diba, and such. People are really abusing this stuff.
Yeah, like an example that I have is one time I was playing Summoner's Rift, and then the random player who was in my team was like, oh, I think the enemy player is a girl, and started saying very sexist remarks about them. So me as a woman as well, just like I won't say anything because I'm too scared to say anything.
Yeah. Actually, I have watched some TikTok videos before from women in gaming na they would say na hindi sila nag-on ng mic nila sa Valorant kasi they are afraid that their teammates are going to judge them. Diba? Na parang when you are a woman in gaming, it's like you're always being discriminated. Diba? Na dapat pag ganitong klaseng laro, dapat pang lang to, something like that. They would do that, and it's wrong.
Yeah.
And it's wrong, diba? Ikaw ba, what are your experiences as a woman in gaming?
I have a tendency to avoid talking and like if it's with random people because like they're gonna make my life harder if I like show that in any way that I'm female.
Alright.
Thankfully, like there are people who are nice, but most of the time it's very bad. So I tend to avoid talking.
We have to, try to educate these people.
Yeah.
Na there is no gender in terms of gaming. Speaking on behalf of our organization, which is Safe Zone, speaking on behalf of our organization.
I always have this saying, like with I say this with esports, but this can also apply to gaming in general. It's the most gender neutral thing out there, and
Mm-mm.
people are still applying gender to it.
Like there are, I'm really happy with the progression
Mm-mm.
of the gaming industry because they are starting or they are continually including characters who are part of the LGBTQI
Yeah,
community.
and with esports, slowly there's more female players coming in,
Mm-mm.
and mainly in I think Valorant.
Yeah. So it's really, there are good side and bad side, but of
Yeah.
course there will always be, discriminations out there. Parang it really never stops eh.
Mm-mm.
It
We need to focus more on the pros in order to diminish the cons.
Totoo. And with that, of course, it is part of our job as players to
Mm.
continually provide safe spaces for everyone, of course. This includes people who are, of course, part of the LGBTQIA plus community, as well as those who are, you know, women in color, especially
Mm.
women in color, diba?
Especially.
And they are, when they say, you're Chinese, kaya ka ganito, something like that.
Mm-mm.
There are really some type of, mga
Yeah.
ganong talks, which is really offensive, wrong, and should not be done in the gaming industry talaga. But how do you avoid it ba as someone like that?
It's hard to avoid things like that because you don't really expect it when it comes.
Mm-mm.
So the best thing you can do is just take it away when it happens.
Mm-mm.
Like I said, the mute all is a very powerful tool.
Mm-mm.
And I did mention it before. You also have the capability of reporting them as well.
Mm-mm.
So like we have our little way of making our part of muting them and reporting their behavior.
Mm. Pero speaking of muting them as well as reporting them,
Mm.
do you think the report option is an effective way in terms of these types of competitive
I'm
games?
actually very 50-50 about it because most of the time it won't really like affect the player that you're reporting unless they're like a serial toxic player in the game where they're constantly trolling in the game to the point that they just get banned.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right. So, I have some experiences with it when it comes to reporting. And as far as I know, I think report ka when you are countlessly being reported talaga, like ilang beses ka na nare-report for this type of behavior
Oo.
because of this and that. I think mababan ka talaga eh.
Oo.
Pero in League of Legends, I'm really not sure. I'm really 50-50 as well about it kasi parang some players are still able to play.
Yeah, I think it's more effective in Valorant.
Yeah. So hopefully, I'm not sure if sana maging mas effective pa yung report tab sooner or later. Kasi also ang concern ko din kasi with report tabs is that these players can create a new account and be toxic again.
Yeah.
'Di ba? Parang it's a cycle eh. It's a cycle. So parang no matter how many players you report for this type of behavior, they would always create accounts in order for them to play again. 'Di ba? Parang it's really
It's hard because they can make as many email addresses as they can, so they can just keep playing and continuing that behavior. Like this already happened to them, but they still haven't learned the lesson.
Yeah. So it's really important that to somehow remind them or somehow educate them na dapat you're not supposed to be doing this, 'di ba? You're not supposed to be discriminating people. You're not supposed to be trash talking this person because you don't know na this person might be going through something.
Yeah, but it's also hard too that when you're educating them, they won't listen to you. So at that point, you don't really know what to do.
Parang may mga tao talaga na parang ang hopeless ng
Stubborn.
Oo, parang very hopeless na silang to reach out to, parang they don't really listen to people.
Yeah.
It's really disappointing as such. But of course, as much as possible, we want to promote again safe spaces for all gamers, and with that, we'll also go through with the use of foul words. So ano nga ba yung hindi ko na tatanungin kung ano yung mga foul words, but of course,
It's more than just the F word and the S word. It also reaches the slurs as well.
na can you emphasize more on the
I once encountered someone saying the N word in League of Legends.
like some people would even use it as a username,
Yeah.
as their IGN.
There's maraming bastos sa IG yan eh.
Yeah, and I don't know why these players don't really get banned or
It's
hindi sila
easier if it's in
nababan.
Filipino.
Oo
That's what
nga
I've
eh.
noticed.
Kasi I think I actually scrolled to Twitter last night, and then a player actually used, slurs as a, an IGN. So
I actually had on Twitter mutual who used a slur, the N-word specifically, in their IGN. So I immediately unfollowed them.
'di ba? Parang it's already 2022 and we are still not, aware of this? Are we
Get
still
woke.
not? 'Di ba? Parang
Diba?
it's
The internet is there. You could use it for research.
yeah. I mean, it's already 2022 and you are still not informed on what you're not supposed to be
Yeah.
saying or typing or
Pero
using.
it's one thing to not to know what you're not supposed to say, you're not supposed to do. It's another thing as well as they're doing it maliciously. Like they know it's wrong but they're still doing it.
But they're still doing it. Oo nga. There are some people who really does do that. And it's really disappointing,
Yeah.
But as we go, as we continue naman, as we go through the years, hopefully we'll be able to, improve somehow as players. And that's why we are here
Yeah, of
talking
course.
about these things. Kasi, diba, take this as a reminder. A reminder for our players out there what not to do and what you're supposed to be doing in terms of, creating a safe environment for all players.
As gamers, you're responsible to remind yourself and fellow gamers as well that you have to remain respectful. Because at the end of the day, it's just a game.
Yeah. And ito let's take the account sorry na na ano talaga na may mga players na who would play the game for rest. Because that's their rest time. 'Di ba? After work, pagod sa trabaho, commute, uuwi, and then pag uwi nila, they would play the game. And then some players out there who would ruin the game for that person.
Yeah.
Na gusto sana magpahinga tapos sisirain mo pa. 'Di ba? Tatrash talkin mo pa. 'Di ba? So you really don't know what people are going through and you really don't know how would they take the trash talk, the things that you have said to them, kung kakayanin ba nila 'yon, kung kakayanin ba ng mental health stability nila 'yon, 'di ba? So it's very important to always be respectful to other players.
Of course,
diba?
of course.
Kasi at the end of the day. All right. So, concern ko din pala lastly with regards to trash talking or yung mga players na nagta-trash talk, they are confident in terms of doing that. 'Di ba? Pansin mo?
Oo.
Kasi kahit man trash talk sila, wala namang mangyayari sa kanila eh. It's online eh.
Mas lalo na yung mga Yasuo level 7 mastery. Ay nako.
Oo.
So many memories.
Like, what are your experiences about it?
First off, I noticed with certain champions in League of Legends, yung mga OTPs nila, very toxic sila. They feel like they're the best player in the world and they'll just bring everyone else down.
Alright. So, mga Yasuo talaga yan.
Oo.
Specifically them.
Yasuo o Zed.
Yeah. So, yeah, it's really, sometimes they don't know what they're saying anymore. May mga ganung player na parang, ako personally, di ba, as I have mentioned earlier, minsan napapatrash talk ako and then at the end of that game, parang, ay, it was too much. Parang, ano ba itong nasabi ko? I think this is, definitely wrong. Ayun. So, it's really disappointing. But again, of course, let's always try our best to do, let's always try our best to, be respectful to people.
Always try to do the best. Try to do the good thing.
To as much as possible, wag naman trash talk.
Oo.
'Di ba? Ano yung sabi mo kanina, if you don't have
anything good to say, don't say it at all.
Oo, don't say it at all. If it's not a good communication, 'di ba? If it's not, talking about strategies in terms of winning the game, then wag mo nang sabihin.
If it's not productive, wag na lang.
Yeah, it's not correct dyan. But of course, yun nga again, let's lessen the toxicity kasi super toxic na ng gaming industry itself. Dadagdagan pa ba natin? Diba? Dadagdagan pa ba natin yung toxicity out there when it's already toxic in the world? It's already hard to or difficult to live.
Oo.
Like the world is hard already. and you're and making it difficult for other people is, it's not helpful. Diba?
Yeah.
Yeah, ikaw ba? What can you say about the toxicity out there in the gaming industry?
Um, stop being toxic. I want to play ranked.
Oh.
I really want to play ranked.
Mhm.
Kaso lang, like every time I play, they're just so toxic.
Mhm.
Like, at least be kinder.
So ayun na nga, no? We encourage everyone to be a good player at the end of the day because sabi mo nga kanina, it's just a game.
It's just a game.
It's just a game. As much as possible, if we can be welcoming to people, na even the newbies, diba? Diba? How do you define noobs pala? What do you mean by noobs?
Not, uh, for me, noobs is like, they just started playing the game and they're trying to understand how the game goes.
Alright. So is there a difference ba with newbies and noobs? Or is it just the same?
I think it's the same.
I think it's the same, no? Yeah. Kasi when you say there are players out there who are newbies, it just means na they are still trying to navigate themselves within the game, eh. Diba? They're still trying to learn, know the mechanics and stuff. And part din sila ng mga nadi-discriminate.
Yeah, and like the toxic behavior in the gaming community, it makes it harder for it makes it harder for the learning process of a certain game, like say League of Legends. They don't really properly teach you how to play a normal game of Summoner's Rift. They just like bring you to the wild and leave you be.
Yeah. So kailangan talaga mag-explore. I mean, it
Oo.
really takes time for them to explore. That's why it's very important to somehow be patient towards these people. I mean, ako, personally, I have encountered newbies talaga in terms of gaming. So, like, say for example, in Overwatch, syempre may mga, like ngayon na, libre na ang Overwatch 2. There are a lot of players out there who are still trying to navigate within the game.
Parang ako, like I'm only playing Junkrat at the moment.
Diba? Oo. So, parang inaalam mo pa kasi.
Oo.
Diba? You're still trying to explore within the game. And with that, some players who are, very veteran na with the Overwatch 2, they have to be patient towards these people. Kasi lahat tayo, we started from not knowing anything and then eventually knowing it all. Diba?
Like pagka parang practice makes perfect.
Oo, yeah. So, lahat naman tayo, we learn, we get to talk about things, learn more about the game itself, the mechanics. So, we have to be patient towards these people then. No? And of course, a quick reminder then also to our players out there to know your limits. Diba? Know your limits.
Know your limits.
Alamin mo lang kung hanggang saan ka dapat.
Oo.
Diba? So, especially in terms of yun nga sa paglalaro, don't make it as if you're, alam mo yung backseating? Alam mo yung backseating?
Oo.
Yeah. So, have you experienced being backseated by someone?
I've experienced being the backseat.
Aminado.
Pero yung mga newbie
Oo.
player na mga kaibigan ko, parang helping them, buy this item. Pwede itong combo na to. Ganon.
So it's like there's a difference naman with backseating and as well teaching the person on how to properly play the game or how to the mechanics, how to do the mechanics and stuff. So there's a difference. I really cannot define the difference. However, as far as I know, like for me, backseating is like telling someone what to do. Na you're already you died. Let's say in Valorant. Let's put this in Valorant. Let's say you died already, and then may teammate ka na natira doon sa game. So, sasabihan mo siya na dapat ganito gawin mo. Punta ka sa ganito, punta ka sa ganyan. It's like commanding that player na ganito yung gawin mo. Wag kang makinig sa sarili mo. Makinig ka sa akin. It's like saying that, 'di ba? So, it's very important for us to know our limits. Na hanggang saan lang ba dapat yung pwede nating sabihin? Hanggang saan lang ba dapat yung instructions natin? 'Di ba? Kasi at the end of the day, they have their own exploration eh.
Mm-mm.
Diba? These players, these newbies, they have their own way of learning things. Iba-iba tayo eh.
Parang everyone's journey is different.
Oo, totoo. Everyone's journey is different. Quote on quote.
What?
Quote, yan, diba? So, ayun, it's really important to know your limits. And of course, let your friends know on how you communicate, diba?
Mm-mm.
So, it's very important naman din na malinaw sa mga friends mo, nakalaro mo,
Mm-mm.
na kung paano ka makipag-communicate. Ikaw ba, personally, paano ka nakikipag-communicate? Do you tell your friends na, okay guys, ganito kasi ako, or something?
Parang, at first mag-apologize ako na di masyadong magaling. And then I'll be like, as much as we can, let's try to win.
Let's try to win. Tama naman. And very important talaga yun nga, babalik na naman tayo sa umpisa, which is proper communication. Positive communication, diba? Kasi without it, diba, it's really hard na to play the game. Kasi, diba, ang goal na rin naman to win. Especially in competitive games, diba? To win. But of course, in solo games or like, you know, farming games, what are the goals ba in there? Do you have experiences with that?
I am a big fan of the Arkham series games. So, big Batman fan kasi ako eh. Do you have like a goal of just finishing everything as much as you can? But the Arkham series is very hard kasi you have to collect Riddler trophies. Minsan umaabot ng 200, 400. Though the highest I've finished was 200 by the way. Kasi ang hirap talaga. So it's like a matter of enjoying the story and enjoying all the different aspects of the game, like the map, characters and all that.
Okay. So that's the goal talaga in the game, but it's not competitive naman. No?
It's not competitive. It's more of what's this? Enjoying the artistic side of gaming.
Ayan. So may mga ganun talagang genre ng games na parang pang-relax talaga. Alam mo yun, hindi ka masyadong nag-iisip whether you should be winning this or something like that. So, yeah, gets ko naman, yeah. But, yun nga, again, let's be, know our limits pa rin with regards to gaming. And then, lastly, try to be a better person in general. Whether hindi man sa gaming, also, you know, try to be a better person outside of gaming. Whether it may be in school, you know, whether with your friends, families, and whether in your work, diba, in the industry. You know, try to be a better person.
Libre naman maging mabait.
Oo, diba? Libre din naman maging respectful towards other people. Kasi, again, it's better if we try to make this world a better place. May human race! Pero, baka maano tayo dito.
The Voice? Yan.
Wala pa naman, baka ano tayo dito baka ano tawag doon sa YouTube.
Yung
Baka
dislike.
copyright. Ayun, copyright. Pero wala pa naman siya 3 seconds. I think may...
Wala pa.
Wala pa naman. 3 seconds or like 5 seconds or something. But yes, of course, again, thank you guys so much for listening to our very first podcast.
Tapos na?
Oh
my gosh!
may gusto ka pa ba i-add?
Ang saya kasi ng topic eh.
Actually, yeah. But, of course, we don't want to take everyone's time naman. And of course, it's much okay naman kung we, you know, somehow summarize what we have talked about. But again, yun nga, nag-enjoy naman ako. And I know there's a lot more to debunk. And of course, isasama natin yun sa ibang episodes natin. You know, meron pa namang ibang episodes. And, you know, I just don't want to somehow stress you out. Kasi this is just a pilot episode.
Yeah, at least in the next episode, excited yung audience kasi in the next episode, nandun naman si Jom.
And hopefully, Maxi will be there. Diba?
Kung gusto ng mga tao.
Of course, I mean, we are very much happy that you are here, diba? Sobrang saya ng conversation natin today. And I really appreciate, Maxi here.
I appreciate you too.
Make it. Joke lang. But ayun nga, again, thank you guys so much for listening to our very first episode of the GiGi Weekly Podcast. And I really do hope you guys will stay tuned to our next episode. Sobrang sobrang excited ako on our next episodes. And hopefully in our next episodes, we'll be able to invite, speakers from outside of school, whether it may be Kaide.
Sana naman po si Baker.
Oo, diba?
Oh,
Hindi tayo
grabe.
sure.
Grabe budget ng CGC.
Hindi tayo sure, diba? So, we'll let you guys know. If you guys, of course, have suggestions on who you want to be invited on our podcast.
Or what or what topic you want in the podcast.
Of course, feel free to comment down on our section, our comment section below here on YouTube as well, on our Discord as well. And then you may also contact CIIT Gaming Community on our Facebook page. You may send messages there if you guys have, questions or concerns, or if you want to sponsor this podcast.
Yeah, I mean, we're always open to sponsorships.
Yeah, we're always open for sponsorship. So if you guys want to sponsor our podcast, you may always reach CIIT Gaming Community through their email as well as on Facebook. Okay? If you guys also want to partner with CIIT Gaming Community for our organizations out there, you may contact CGC on Facebook, or as well as on Gmail or on their email. Ayan. So again, thank you so much. I am your host, Ollie, and
I am the co-host, Maxi.
and this is the GiGi Weekly Podcast. See you guys on our next episodes.
Bye-bye.
Goodbye.